So we're live in your Rainier studio here. And it is a beautiful, and those of you that will watch us on video today will see that today on video, we're running, what's the word here? If you want to check us out, you're going to hear everything going on in the background. It's like Raw. It's like the show Raw almost. So here we are. Fired up, focused, and prepared to be with you on a Monday. I am I'm Sans the lovely Laura today. So, Bino, you don't think I'm firing off all the technical issues today, do you? When I'm Sans the lovely one?
This is going to be a real challenge here. I hope we can make it through it.
You think it's there? You think it's going to happen? Or where do you think we are?
Oh, yeah. We'll endeavor to persevere. It probably won't be real smooth.
Yeah.
But we'll make it. We will make it.
Boys, talk to me here. We have a couple champions now, Bri. We've got our sights set on, and obviously I want to continue our conversation from the other day. But I love Kevin Simon's son flipping back, Bino. That's cool. That's a good thing.
It really is, Tony. I'm happy with that. That was a there's all kinds of vital signs out there, and maybe that was an overrated one, that a legacy would go somewhere else.
Yes.
In year 6 of Heupel, but it's good to know that Tennessee still has sway over in-state high school football players, and they've done a nice job in that area since they've been here.
I'll tell you, man, it's interesting to live in the moment, because you can't overreact to any of this stuff anymore. Like, I don't even know what high school recruiting is anymore. Like, X is going to have a report tomorrow, right? The DGG guys like that, they're going to play right away. Hey, man, I'm all in favor of that. The Simon kid's a good story. I don't know if he's ever going to be a player. Like, none of us do, And recruiting is so weird like that now. It is so strange like that now.
It's always been like that. You don't know if the kid can play when they're just going into their junior season or whatever.
But you know what, Bri? Back in the day,
you don't know how their game is going to translate.
Back in the day, Bri, they were your only way to add a player. The only way for you to add a player was either to get a guy there or to get a fifth-year transfer. But now, with the portal, I hope for the kid's sake, I hope it works out. I think it's a great thing. It's a great opportunity for him. Boy, it's weird, Bri, being back in here. Was I out of here all week last week, Bri? Or am I imagining that?
I think all but one day. All but Monday.
Yeah, I did the Monday show in here. That's when my throat started to close. Speaking of throat, our buddy Orange Throat's totally woolly and sheepy today over at tclub.team. And I got time for it. I totally have 100% time for it. Just like I have time for the Knicks winning the World Championship of NBA basketball. I find Jalen Brunson to be an absolute winning player. There was an interview with him the other night after the game. Said, you turned $60 million. He turned $60 million down, Bino, on a max deal, because he wanted to win a championship. So he wanted to get more players on his roster instead of what Joel Embiid did, which is sign a big, huge contract, and then you can't have anything with spare parts around you. And he was asked the other night when he was holding the NBA trophy. He said, do you think this is worth it? He's holding that trophy, and he said, yeah, it's worth it. Yeah,
I wonder why more players don't do that.
Exactly, Brian.
Is it their agent that wants a cut of millions for nothing?
Why don't more players do that? It's a great question, Brian. Why don't more players say, hey, I already have generational wealth. I'm playing one of these sports, and I want to win. I don't want to be a runaround car. I want to win. Why don't more guys do it, Bino?
Human condition, Tony. Most of us are just generally selfish by nature.
What do you think of that Knicks team, Bino? What do you think of the celebration in New York? You being a Yankee fan, they say nothing has ever mattered that we've seen in sports like that Knicks thing did the other night. Some of the scenes coming out of there. And look, there's a bunch of hooligans up there and all that stuff. Sure, I know that. And some of the scenes are very, very, very sad and just make you feel bad for the human condition, to Bino's point. But what I saw, there's also a lot of people that came out and got to know their neighbors. That's the magic of sport. They come out, they get to know their neighbors, they get to hang out. They had impromptu block parties that lasted all night. People were up all night. And I think that's a beautiful thing. A couple of my son's friends were saying that there were people around them that they didn't know up in the city, as they call it, and said it was just a complete scene. And people hugging each other, people of different races, colors, creeds, different sides of the political aisle. None of that stuff matters. None of that stuff matters when it comes to when one of our sports teams win. Is that not cool? Is that not great?
It is cool, Tony, and I agree totally with you about the hooliganism. It's a shame, and it's in full force there.
Yep.
More than other places. But I tell you something, that from being there, that is a special city.
Yep.
And they will band together, and they will celebrate their history as well or better than anywhere else. I've been to a Yankee old timers game, and they do those kind of things right.
There's something, Bino, about the Knicks, though, in that city. There's something about basketball in that city.
Yeah.
Basketball's got an interesting relationship with New York City. It's crazy they went that long without winning one. It's utterly crazy that they went that long without winning one. All right, so Cameron from FC Alliance was on with us on Friday. He called the shot, U.S. looked good the other night. Now, here's the thing about the new World Cup format. All World Cup wins, and I'm just gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you here. This is a total money grab. What they've done with the World Cup, they've allowed more teams in, which has diluted the field, which means that in the first round, and more teams are advancing out of the first round. The other day, who did Brazil play, Bri, over the weekend? Who did Brazil have?
Brazil played. They drew 1-1 against somebody.
They rested 5 of their best players.
They played Morocco.
Yeah, they rested 5 of their best players because 3 of the 4 teams are going through, and they're one of them. And so the point is, when you watch these first round games, understand this: you're not seeing on these power teams. In many cases, you're not seeing these power teams. Now, I did think it was funny yesterday. Morocco and Germany. Morocco scores make it 1-1. And then all of a sudden, Germany got pissed off and started playing. And it was 7-1 before you knew it. Still pretty next level. Now, here we are. People are wondering that are watching over on YouTube that have found us over on YouTube. You're seeing a different format next couple of days. Laura's away. I don't know how to use all this equipment. So I'm running through my phone what you're seeing. And this is going to be a raw feed. You're going to be able to hear us talking behind the scenes. So it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. The other thing that we could talk about off the sports weekend is I heard an interesting distinction for the hockey fan out there. I'm not trying to bore anybody because I'm going to get to the Vols here in a second. because 30's written an interesting piece, and X has some good stuff over at T Club Team. But the thing that I want you guys to think about this. So these teams play these years, and they fight all year to win these championships. And it's interesting because we all know these guys are highly paid and this, that, and the other, but you can also tell how much they want to win at the end of the year in these deals. So here we go. The NHL is the only sport, Bino, where they take the championship trophy and hand it to the players. They don't hand it to the owners. They don't hand it to an owner. The owner didn't play all year. You know, I've never thought about that. They hand the NHL Stanley Cup to a captain of the team, the Stahl kid last night. He's 40 years old. And then he skates around with the cup. And then he handed it to Anderson, the goalie who's been there forever. Bino, your thoughts on that? That why don't we in more sports see them hand the pennant to, or hand the pennant. Somebody's talking about my pennants. Hand the trophy to players and not team owners. I think that's an interesting thing, Bino.
Yeah, I think that's a nice touch by the NHL.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that.
People are commenting that Tony in portrait better than landscape. I don't know anything about any of this stuff. I just have my phone up there, and they're telling me my phone, the stuff is reversed that they're seeing. I'm sorry. Let's see here.
What
side of my face.
What they'll do is players will carry that thing around. Each player will get like a week with it, and he'll just take it wherever he goes with him. He'll go into random bars and random places, and everyone that comes up to him can touch it.
I think it's
look at it.
It's a beautiful trophy, man. To me, it's my favorite. To me, it's the most beautiful trophy in sports. It's really not close. There's just something about that Stanley Cup. Of course, the Flyers are never going to touch one ever again, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Well, yeah, players do get handed the World Cup because who's going to accept it for the World Cup's different. That's international competition. That's a totally different thing. So we've got that to discuss. All right. College World Series, guys. I wrote this in the blog today. What an awesome event that is. Thank you to everybody's efforts the last several years, Tony Vitello and everybody involved for making that real for us. I close my eyes and I picture what it felt like 2 years ago, all the watch parties, all the hanging out, all the this, all the that, the beautiful nature of all that. And I got to tell you, great sporting event. That said, horrendous umpiring, Bino. Horrendous umpiring. It can happen at any moment. The umpires, I just factor the umpires in. That Troy game yesterday, Bri, Ole Miss is in total control of the game, and there's a phantom ball call, and the game is never the same. Never the same. And you can only get that in college baseball. You can only get that in college baseball.
Yeah, Ole Miss didn't handle the situation as well as you would like to, but you just have to wonder. He was away from getting out of the inning with I guess, at least a 3-run lead. Mm-hmm. They had a 4-run lead. Mm-hmm. And I just don't know if Troy is able to make the comeback if they don't get that favorable ball call. That was the only ball he committed his entire career, if that tells you anything.
And what happened was, for those of you who weren't watching, because I'm sure you weren't, but they had a pitch comm situation where he couldn't hear. And he went like this. Tapped on his pitch comm, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm tapping on my hat. Picture that at home. Paint the word picture here. A little AMSR word picture for you. Or is it ASMR, Bino? You know. Come on now. Anyway. So, Nega Dave, thank you for hitting the like button. Because I'm sure I'm not going to like you once we start talking about the football season. We're going to do our 3 reasons why, each of us. 3. What was the exact topic, Bino?
I think the exact topic, Tony, was 3 things that are intriguing about the college football season for Tennessee.
For Tennessee, because all politics are local. So it was a great weekend of sport, I thought, all the way around. Shout out to the UFL. What a great championship game. Shout out to Berkey's boys, the Louisville Kings. Berkey hopefully will be able to get back for the parade. Brian, how long does the World Series go? I think they're having a...
Well, it could go on for another week if there's a 3rd game needed in the championship series.
So I think Berkey's going to miss the Kings parade. But,
They should hold it up until he gets back. They should wait until their favorite citizen gets back.
Interesting. But, if you walk down the street and you said, Nick Jackson says a little football glaze today, I'll sheep out for that. You got it, Nick. Yeah, you're going to get glazed. Glazomania. Tony Glazer, Jay Glazer's nephew. I'm fired. The more I look at that season, and last week I was sick as hell. God. Brutal last week. The more I look at that season, the more confused I got. Now, Frody today, Bino, and a lot of people are doing this, I'm not, are acting as if it's a fait accompli, a foregone conclusion, that Faison Brandon's a starting quarterback. Bino, are you there with them? Do you stand with them?
No, I'm not there yet, Tony. Like I told you, I know how much this staff would prefer to have a guy that's more experienced as opposed to a true freshman coming in here. And I just don't pay any attention to spring football or anything that happens in spring football. So no, I'm not there yet. I won't be at all stunned if Faison Brandon is our starting quarterback, especially in the second half of the season. I think he will be our starter at some time next year. I just don't know that it's going to be early in the season.
Yeah. Coaches are so risk averse. Coaches are so risk averse. I keep going back to this. People I talk to on the inside, I can't get anybody tells me they think it's going to be George McIntyre. People I talk to. They say he did not look like a starting quarterback. He did not look like a serious option in the spring. He looked completely untrustworthy and not good. And again, to quote a wise man, I didn't do it. And the thing that Faison Brandon has over McIntyre, generally, Bino, if you're going to play a freshman, you're going to play somebody who's physically more developed. That second-year guy. Would you agree with that? 9 times out of 10.
Yes.
That's the equation. Hey, look.
That's right.
I'm going to go with the guy that's, got some meat on his bones.
I understand.
Not the case here. It's not the case here.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? There's no denying that. So, anyway, we'll get into that. We'll get into why the season is, because I think it's a very intriguing year. I don't know what to expect. Because I don't know that any of us know what to expect from college football. Some of these rosters have highly paid rosters, and you know what's going to happen? These teams are going to unplug. These teams are going to unplug. You have highly paid rosters, and a couple things won't go your way early in the year, and you unplug. Like Matt made a really good point. And Throaty thinks Texas is going to be a good game, and he and I were talking about it. I was laughing with him. I said, now, you write that stuff today in the blog at tclub.team, tonybasilio.com about Texas for what? Did you write that for your own edification? You're trying to make me laugh? He goes, no. I think it's going to be a football game. I think it's going to be a great game. And that's how I reply. Now, here's the thing. To each week a season, right? When we watch college football down through the years. But, what if Arch turns out to be the Achilles heel of college football? But, what if Arch struggles against Ohio State and there are no excuses? And they go down there to Austin and dial it up on him, and he has a week to recover before he comes into this hornet's nest in Neyland Stadium. And we do these games better than anybody. We do these games better than anybody. What if, Bino? Talk to me. It doesn't that adds a little intrigue to this.
Oh, it absolutely does. And it's not far-fetched to think that could happen.
No. Not after what we saw last year. Arch could end up being the Achilles heel of Texas before it's over, because they added everything. They bolstered everything around them. So, and people are, well, Arch looked good late. Arch was playing a bunch of crap late. Come on now. And by the way, they were dumping the ball off. They weren't throwing the ball downfield. So here's the deal. Those of you that are just joining, well, what am I doing? I'm not going to waste radio time talking to the people on YouTube. Nobody cares about that. Maybe. When we come back, Orange Throat has the Vols going 5-1. He's got me imagining John Lennon. Imagine there's no G10 parking garage. It's easy if you try. Do. Bino, did you know that Morgan Wallen has a song where he mentions the G10 parking garage?
I did not, Tony. I don't have a lot of Morgan Wallen on my playlist. We got to write our own version of it. I don't have a lot of people that are alive on my playlist.
By the way, what about FIFA and the World Cup and the way they're gouging these people and how expensive these tickets are? And Danny White is green with envy. Oh! Brian, what do you think of Alabama's effort so far in the World Championship of College Baseball?
Well, they can only look better from there. They were 5-hit, shutout. Didn't commit any errors, though, so.
And they're on the mic right now?
They play Texas at 2, and that's an elimination game. Texas is probably the favorite to come out of that. But you never know. Baseball's a funny game. That Oklahoma team, watch them beat Georgia. That would be, I mean, to think about that team being one win away from playing for the national title feels like science fiction, but that's baseball.
Talking about Oklahoma?
Yeah, nothing makes sense.
No.
Get there and get hot, boys.
I like that guy we had on. He said, you wait till you see this team. They're awful. The preview, the Oklahoma game. I forget who that was, but he was like, look, man.
Mason Young.
He goes, look, I ain't going to lie to you. Brian, we ought to get him on.
I'm thinking about that.
And say, what in the world, man? When that catcher against us that weekend started hitting everything in sight, Bino, he hadn't stopped. And I mean, that guy, like Matt Dixon told me, we were doing the Garza Law extra innings, and Matt said, I'll tell you one thing about that dude. I cannot believe he only has the home runs that he has on the year. He said, because nobody puts a more violent swing on the baseball. This side of a 19-year-old Bryce Harper. I mean, this guy, he's a Canadian kid, and I mean, he goes up there like he's chopping wood in the backyard. It is unfreaking real how much fun this is. The living listener, is Tony going to Atlanta this week to see Vitello? I didn't even know they were down there. Are they down there?
Yeah, Tuesday through Thursday.
That'd be a negative. But if you want tickets, reach out to me. Email me, commentfan@gmail.com. I'll get you put on the Tony Vols guest list. Just kidding. What do you think, Tony? You think Tony would like that, Bino, if I sent him like a 500 ticket request? Think he would laugh?
Not, so.
Think he would giggle?
I think he'd be thankful right now that many people want to come see that team play.
The other thing Dave points out, which is very interesting, the randomness of just the whole sport of baseball. Nobody in the Oklahoma Sooner fan base thought this was going to happen. There might have been, because Taylor was there, he said there might have been 300 people there. Isn't it funny, Bino, how that team just played in the dark all year? Got ignored all year, basically, by their own fan base. And here they might be the team that runs off and wins the thing. Here's Texas over there in the loser bracket. All the wealthy teams in the loser bracket. And boy, West Virginia last night, that was a great baseball game. You commit 2 errors in a championship level game like that, in a 2-2 game, and brother, those runs are scoring 99 times out of 100. It's just like when you watch that sport long enough and the umpire misses that strike 3 call, that next ball is going to go right in the gap if it doesn't go in over the fence. Bino, I knew those runs were scoring. When they did what they did, booted 2 routine chances, Bino.
Yeah, you knew it was coming, Tony. You knew they were not going to escape that. Kicked the first ball of the inning, and then kicked a potential double play ball.
Yep.
The outfielder even kicked the ball that was hit out there.
Sad, man. Because I'm cheering for your West Virginia boys, Bino.
Yeah.
Pat McAfee cut a promo on Rocco's. He called it a scam and a scheme. He caught some flack over the weekend. All right, boys. Here's the thing. Throaty's got us going 5-1. We're going to talk about that. We also have our intriguing aspects, and Bino's going to lead off. What intrigues us about this particular, as we consider the upcoming season, Tennessee team? And then we come back. We'll get some calls in as well. What you thought of the sports weekend that was. It was a full plate all the way around. And so here we are. We come back on the other side, 8-6, and we're running if you want to check out our YouTube presentation today, we're running a YouTube raw feed. What it means is when we go to the timeout, you're going to be able to hear us talking in here. We're doing YouTube raw the next couple days. As we come back on the other side, 865-200-5402, more after this. Never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of... Hey, you boys want to get in anything else? Is that a no? Brian, you have anything else you want to get into?
Well, I was just going to say that it just feels like
got all this other stuff.
Well, it's a really cluttered sports calendar now. I was thinking about that myself.
It's just that you used to just have, you didn't have the options you have now. I mean, the college baseball World Series was not really
No, it's a great sport.
It was invisible.
That's a great sport.
And it's just more fun.
It's a great sport.
If there's a World Cup going on,
that's a great sport.
It takes more away from it.
Brian, when they start playing real games in that World Cup, that's going to be insane. I was talking to a family member in Philadelphia, and they said those two nations that were there last night basically took over the city because there were thousands of them outside, thousands of them over in the Fairmount Park area. There's a place called Lemon Hill there, and they never told the residents what was going to happen. They've shut down all these streets. You can't get in and out of there. Said it's a complete and total mess. Well, no, they say that around these neighborhoods, they never told these people in these neighborhoods what was coming. And so people were coming home from work on Friday and they couldn't get to their house. They had to park their cars across the city to get, and they don't even care. They could care less.
They probably won't like soccer much now after that.
Yep.
If they didn't already.
Yeah.
They'll be like, never bring this back here again.
Hey, Brian, we're not going to tell the YouTube people what this new camera we have in here and why it's here, but that is a very amazing piece of, that's the first time I've gotten to lay eyes on this. That thing is huge, Brian, isn't it?
The WBI.
What did I just say? Good night, kid. Bino, are you back with me?
I'm back, Tony.
Good. Bino, what do you want to talk about today? Give me a preview. Give me a preview.
Mine are so Captain Obvious, Tony. I'm not sure how much.
And Bino, I'm gonna turn it over to you, and then I gotta go up. I gotta go up and do my I gotta go up. Brian, I don't know what gets in your head, dude. No offense to you.
I'm sorry.
Brian, hey, Bino, I gotta go up and take my medicine. I forgot to take my medicine.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna turn it over. I'm gonna turn it over. I'm gonna turn it over to you. I'm going to turn it over to you, and we're going to go from there.
Okay.
So talk for like 90 seconds, Beanstar, if you can.
I can do that.
Tony, how good are Levitt and Sorsby? I would have taken the Sorsby guy over Levitt. I don't think either of them are great shakes. Tony, I do like the vertical orientation on the phone. This is just temporary. I have no idea. I don't know what's vertical and what's not. Maybe we'll leave it like this if people like it. I don't know. The Simon Kid flipping, here's what I hear, y'all. The Simon Kid came and hung out with his friends this weekend, and he decided he likes it here. And that's why he's coming here. So Mensa was the best portal quarterback? Maybe. Allison, I ain't nobody's hype man. Last week, y'all, my throat hurt so bad to swallow. I didn't realize we have nerves in our ears, and mine got inflamed. I've never felt pain like that in my life. To swallow anything felt like somebody was jamming an ice pick in my ears. It was crazy. I had to go get a shot to open up my air passage, and the shot kept me awake for 2 days. Yes, Beanstar.
Yeah, I was just. But you got some relief now. You feeling much
Oh, yeah. I'm on antibiotics, too, because I had a sinus infection and my throat closed in on me. But other than that, I couldn't eat anything. I couldn't. Jello. I would cry, Bino, to get pudding down. Like wince and pain. Talk about a great way to lose some weight.
I-275 exit 1B at East
There we
Woodland
go,
Avenue
boys.
in Knoxville. Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now back to B.
T to the B. That's my name. 865-200-5402. All right. So one of our running themes of the summer is going to be, as you tune the show in every day, which you will, thousands will. Why? Because you try the rest. You might as well try the best, Now, my man William Pattison and Dubsy and reading the boys in the morning. I mean, we got you covered here. And you're staying here coast to coast 24/7. I want to talk about Orange Throats, perhaps wish casting of a 5-1 first half for the Vols. But before I do that, I gave Bino and Brian an assignment. And the assignment was, when you think about the 2026 season, what is intriguing about this whole thing? What just kind of stands out to you? Because the more I look at the upcoming season, the more I'm left with the thought that this is going to be a lot of fun. Now, I have no idea what's going to happen. I don't think most people around this know what's going to happen. But at the end of it all, I can't wait for it. I truly cannot wait for the beginning of this season. And let me tell you something. There's a chance the throat's right. Stranger things happen in college football every day than Tennessee beating that Texas team and starting 6-0. But they could be 3-3. Could lose to Auburn, Georgia Tech, and them. And so you just don't know. But yet, and Bino's going to get into this because we're going to peel back the onion here. When you begin to look at the upcoming season, there's so many themes around this team. And there's so many little wrinkles around the schedule. And there's new coaches, and there's new this, and there's new that, and there's you can't lose this game, and you better not lose that game. And this, that, and the other. Oh, and this, that, and the other. And this, that, and the other, as I'm saying here. Laura, don't mark the tape here. That wasn't what you thought. I didn't spill anything in the studio. Don't mark the tape. And none of you mark out, okay? Or narc out, I should say. None of you narc out. Bino, I've got to go get I've now got to go get a towel. spilled. Oh, man, soda all over my freaking iPad. Got more devices in here. All right, so Beanstar, what's intriguing? Be wordy, because I got to go to Tao. Hit it.
I got you, Tony. I can cover for a few minutes. I'm a little bit hesitant to throw these out there because they look so captain obvious to me. But there are several things that just stand out obviously about this upcoming football season that I think are going to be on most people's minds. And the first one for me is, how's the quarterback battle play out? And does whoever wins it give us quality play? There seems to be all kinds of doubts about George McIntyre and his ability to step up and be a quality SEC quarterback physically. But as I said earlier, I think this staff wants him to win the job, to keep from throwing Faison out there as a true freshman from the first game on. How that's going to play, but Tony's exactly right. Faison in a twist, Faison's the one that appears to be more physically ready to play. Now, the mental side of things completely different when you talk about a quarterback, but that's first and foremost that stands out for me. The second is, how will Jim Knowles' defense perform in year one? All of us continue to hear that it takes a year or so for his approach to sink in. But really, we with our schedule, we don't have time for it to take a year. Josh Heupel in year 6 probably doesn't have time for it to take a year. You're going to be facing Arch Manning. You're going to be facing Sam Leavitt, Marcel Reed, Byron Brown, Lenore Sellers. I'm hoping that schedule is escalated, or it takes off faster, because we need that to happen. Third, can new strength coach Derek Owings' impact be immediately evident? That's another area where generally it takes a couple of years for a guy to get a team kind of on the uptick physically in order for us to play at a high level. But again, the clock's ticking. I'm not sure that we have a year to give away. So, highly regarded strength and conditioning coach, performance coach, whatever they're called these days. We need that to be pretty evident right off the top, that we are physically a top half SEC football team. I'm going to throw one bonus in here. We talked about it a little bit on Friday when we broke down the schedule. And that's, can the Vols return to being a tough out at home versus the most challenging home schedule in decades? I've said a couple of times on here that I think this is the most challenging schedule, especially at home, that Tennessee's faced since 1980, the first year that the north end zone was enclosed, and I sat in the seats that I currently sit in. Brought in Georgia, brought in USC, brought in Pittsburgh, brought in a lot of really good football teams as part, I think, to make that expanded season ticket package look more satisfying to the buying public. So those are the three that I have, Brian, that I've thrown out there. What do you have?
Excellent, Bino. Brian, you have anything you want to add to that?
Well, no Florida, no Georgia. You've got a 9-game schedule.
Yeah.
And you've got the possibility of a first-year true freshman quarterback being the guy from day one and taking every snap. That's what I have that sort of intrigues me the most.
It's very strange
against a very tough schedule, by the way.
It's very strange, guys, to think you're not playing Georgia and playing Florida in a football season for a generation after getting used to that. I remember when we lost Auburn on the schedule, and it was so hard for a couple years to envision, all right, no Auburn here. And so you have a new reality. I'll give you a theme that I'm kind of curious with, because I want to unpack a couple of Beanos, but where are the stars? Where are the stars? I'm intrigued by that. On offense, on defense, who's your outstanding player on defense? Who's going to make winning plays? It's got to be. Are there people we're not thinking of that are going to emerge? Because that generally happens. That generally happens. Last year it was the wide receiver, the kid that transferred from Tulane, who got interested after his first year. But this time around, who are your stars? Where's it going to come from? It's got to come from somewhere if you're going to be successful. Nega Dave reminds me that we faced Herschel Walker and Marcus Allen in 2 home games back in 1980. Don't forget about Hugh Green and Ricky Jackson coming in here as well.
Stars.
Bunch of guys in the Hall of Fame
lineup.
Bunch of guys in the NFL Hall of Fame came in here. Young Dan Marino came in here. I'd say those teams were pretty good. The question is, on this team, who's going to emerge if we don't, or we're not expecting it? Then maybe even the coaching staff isn't expecting it. You got to have that. The thing that scares me about this Tennessee roster when I look at them is I don't see a lot of playmakers. Proven. I don't. And neither do you. But people have to step up. Because if they don't, and that's just intriguing to me, if you don't have guys step up, you're going to get run over this year. Because if you don't have playmakers in this deal, you have no chance. And I realize it's a line game and it's made in the lines. But hey, playmakers are on defense too. The fact that Chaz Coleman's a rumor creates opportunity for others. Who takes advantage of it? Does anybody take advantage of it? That's intriguing to me. The other thing that's intriguing to me, and Bino talked about Owings, can you make a football team look bigger, get them faster, get them stronger in one off season?
Yeah.
Or is it going to take a year and a half? What is the impact going to be of Derek Owings? Is it going to be negligible in year one? Or is it going to be profound? Or somewhere in between? That's another aspect of this that as we start looking ahead, and look, we're in mid-June already. It'll be mid-July before you know it, mid-August before you know it. 10 weeks from now, we'll be playing football. It's gonna be quicker. It's gonna be here quicker than you think it is. And the thing about this Owings guy is, see, everybody says, well, at Indiana, he had a quick impact. I mean, they won the national championship in 2 years. And I think the strength and conditioning coach, from what I hear, is I like him because the Chaz Coleman guy, he's not welcome around the team right now because the team's under the control of the strength and conditioning coach in the summer, and he don't want the guy around. And I'm going to tell you something. I love that. Because if this guy was here when Boo Carter went AWOL last summer, Boo Carter wouldn't have been welcome back till it was time to reconvene for the summer. Which, by the way, is the way it ought to be. So I like the fact that this guy is not playing. But here's the thing about Derek Owens. Let's get real, okay? Bino, Indiana making the playoffs his first year at Indiana. Does that have more to do with the head coach and the system that's in place and just how good everything is in Indiana, or Derek Owens?
That's one obviously of my questions. I would go with Signetti over Derek Owens.
Yeah, so would I. It's okay to want to annex that, and I love hope. But my question is, what kind of impact immediately is he going to have? Because Derek Owens isn't working for Signetti. He's working for Josh Heupel now. Just kind of keeping it real with you here. Just kind of keeping it real. And here's the thing. And Nick Jackson hits on this. Nick's a smart guy. Where's the depth going to come from on this football team? It's another thing I was going to bring up. Here's my next point. When I think about this year, I think about how, to most of us, this feels like sort of a, I don't want to use the term bridge year, because Orange Throat's got us going 5-1. And hey, listen, you get through that first stretch, 5-1, which we'll talk about next hour, you can start thinking about making the playoffs. That's what you can do. You win the Georgia Tech game at Georgia Tech, and you have enough to beat Auburn the week after Texas. See, the thing about the schedule is it's extremely, it can work for you or it can work against you, but a lot of these games are at home this year. And if you can get on a roll and get on a run, and you're playing in front of your home folk, but if it doesn't go well for you early at Georgia Tech, all of a sudden playing in front of your home folks not a good thing. And we've seen that here in the past. This could be a really good place to play. It can also be a really tough place to play. And I got to tell you, as I think about the season, Bino, I'm wrestling with all these things in my mind. And depending on the day, the Vols are either going to go 9-3 or 6-6. I don't know about you, but that's where and Negadave's got another good one, Bino. Here's another good one to throw in there. Where's your leadership going to come from on that football team? Because it's got to come from the players. And I would tell you this. In transfer portal era sports, that is the biggest question of all of them. In transfer era sports, in the unprofessional sports era we're in, all these teams have that huge question. Usually, it's going to come from your quarterback. It ain't going to come from him because he's an 18-year-old kid. It's pretty interesting, Bino, and the more you peel back that onion. If you have something you want to add to that, 865-200-5402. Go ahead, Beanstar.
Yeah, that was my thought, Tony, is that generally speaking, your leadership on the offensive side is going to come from quarterback.
Yeah.
But that's unlikely. This is two guys who are going to be battling just to keep their head above water against a really, really difficult schedule. But, I could see that coming on the offensive side from a Deshaun Bishop, a guy who's been there forever, a guy that came from walk-on status to all SEC level. Those are the kind of guys that you lean on in these situations.
It's going to be fun to watch. And then who's going to emerge? There will be people right now that we're not talking about that we will be talking about 4 weeks in. And that's what gets you through the summer. This is fun now. Because it's very easy to say, oh, well, I'm really looking forward to basketball season. No, you're not. No, you're not. What you want is to totally engage the Vols this fall and for them to reward you in that. That's what you want. You don't have to always win a championship. That's okay. We don't expect, nobody listening to me expects to win a championship this year. But you want to fully engage that product and for them to pay you back. Look, I'm a huge hockey fan, and somebody else just won the cup. I'm really, really pleased with the year my Flyers had. Who they are, to what they did. I'm thrilled with it. And then that's the most intriguing thing about this is at the end of it, are we going to be able to say the same thing? Will this season, my final theme, leave us wanting more for 2027? Or will we be talking about, should we get a new football coach? Because I think either scenario is on the table. Bino, what do you think? I'm being serious here. I think either scenario is on the table.
I mean, Tony, in a profession where you see a guy that had been as successful as James Franklin get fired. I mean, 4 games in, absolutely anything is on the table in that profession. I don't rule anything out. I think it's highly unlikely that this is the last year that Josh Heupel's here, but I don't take anything off the table.
All right, let's get a legal, and then we'll get some calls in. 865-200-5402. Just a quick legal, then we'll get some calls in.
Listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
All right, Bri, before we go to the phones, who's going to get wrecked this afternoon? Which SEC team's going home, Bri?
Alabama.
Texas marches on. How about if Texas gets eliminated, guys? Well, that Schlossnagle guy, I know they glaze all over him. He gets on my nerves. You a big Schlossnagle guy, Bino? He looks so unlikable.
I'm not. I don't have an opinion on him, Tony. Really. I would prefer Alabama win the game and send Texas on the house.
So would I. Alabama, this is their first time there, right, Bri? After the gambling scandal.
First time since 1999.
Yeah. The gambling scandal was
2023.
Wow. 3 years later. And he's now a pharmaceutical salesman in Lexington. Back to the phones we go. Hello, and I'm sorry. Take these in the order we got them. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony, how's it going?
Hey, appreciate you calling.
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you loud and proud.
All right, sounds good. Hey, I wanted to call in. I am on my way home from attending the World Cup out in Inglewood, California.
Wow.
Yeah. So what you were saying, like at the beginning of the program about sports bringing people together, could not have been more true out there at the World Cup. It was just a fantastic setting.
So you were at the U.S. game Friday night.
Yeah, U.S. Paraguay.
How did you score a ticket to that, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I scored tickets through the third party website, and I paid quite a bit of money for them, just to be honest.
What'd you pay to get in?
So I have a nephew. He's a big soccer guy, and I wanted to do this for him. He just graduated college, and so I bought good seats, and I paid $1,100 per seat.
Woo!
Mm-hmm.
Buddy, that's commitment. All right, now here's the question for you. It's a Monday afterwards. Are you glad you did it?
Oh, I'm telling you what, it was one of the best experiences I've ever been at. It was absolutely incredible.
One of my favorite sporting events I ever went to was the U.S. and Argentina in soccer in '96 down in Birmingham, and that was hotter than blue blazes. I'll never forget it. But the scene in the stadium, the Argentinian people and the smattering of U.S. people in there, it was so freaking fun, man. I would recommend it to anybody. It's a shame the darn tickets are so expensive for this thing.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it was. So, just a quick story, if you'll indulge me. We're walking into the stadium with there's a guy beside me in his Paraguay gear, and he looks at me and he goes, "Paraguay for the win, right?" You know, just kind of kidding around. And I said, "Hey, man, you never know." And I said, "Where are you from?" And he said, "Well, I'm from here, but my family's from Paraguay." And I'm telling you, we're walking into the stadium and he says, "Man, I'm getting emotional. I feel like I'm representing my home and my current country. It's like I feel like I'm representing both teams here." He said, "I'm getting emotional walking into this stadium." And man, I just thought that was just a cool thing to hear from a guy.
I'm gonna tell you something. You are the way sport unites us. I feel sorry for people that don't have sports in their life, and I 1000% mean that, because they don't understand, and they'll never understand. But the community that you found, you went halfway across the country to find community, paid $1,100 to do it, but it was worth every penny. I love that, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and the people of Inglewood, California, where the stadium is, couldn't have been a nicer group of people.
That's cool, man.
Embraced that World Cup. Yeah.
Very cool.
Hey, yeah. I'll let you go. I just wanted to share that story with you, since that's what you were kind of talking about at the outset of the show, and I appreciate you taking my call.
No, thank you for holding on and doing that. I was talking about the sense of community. Look, teams are going to play. Somebody's going to win. Somebody's going to lose. Two teams hung banners this weekend, and the world goes on. I'm a big Sixer fan, okay? It is an affront to me that Sixers have not won a banner since 1983. They haven't even been close. The New York Knicks have been just an absolute, how do you put this? I'm trying to, let's see, I make my living with my words. They've been a poop stain in the NBA for years and years. I was glad to see them win it. I was glad to see the Knicks win it. When I saw what it means to the people in New York, and you know what? Hey, Bino, this Jalen Brunson guy, all the experts say in that league, you can't win with a little guy being your leader. You can't? Guy's 5'8". Is he any good, Bino? Little Jalen Brunson, who took a lot less money, like $80 million or something, some crazy amount of money, less money. And he was asked afterwards, in the moment, just like that fella, was it worth it? He said, I don't miss that money. He's holding that trophy because I almost have money. What'd you think of Jalen Brunson the other night, Bino? Willing his team.
He's Captain Clutch is the perfect nickname, Tony. He just would not let them be denied. Absolutely would not let them be denied.
I think
45 points is the highest point total any Knicks ever scored in the finals.
Yeah.
So
yeah, just a tremendous player.
Brunson
played the Vols in the I think it was Atlantis back in 2017, 2018 season. They beat the Vols in the second game. The day after Tennessee beat Purdue.
We played Brunson?
Yeah, they played against Brunson and Bridges, and Villanova won by 11 points.
What the other thing that I don't think the pro teams value enough, I don't know the college teams value it enough. Are you a winner? I want people that are part of championship teams. Have you won where you were? Those Villanova guys, that Hart guy, that is one tough, mean, will do anything to beat you, hombre. That was a hell of a run by the Knicks. They were in the middle of a series with the Hawks, and they tramped on the gas now. And they didn't look back. And I'll tell you something else about this San Antonio deal. I don't know whether they're young or whether they're choking. If I was a San Antonio fan, that would concern me. I blew a double-digit lead in every game. My makeup of my roster would concern me. Use this one thing to lose in the manner they did over and over again. That would concern me. Let's go to the phones.
Really bad coaching. Really bad
coaching.
He's horrendous.
That was that thing when they blew that 29-point lead the other night, and he doesn't take timeouts, and they continue to shoot 3-ball. And look, I know we're living in the age of when the Eggheads say, a three's worth more than two. BS, man. You're up 20 points. Work for layups. Get to the foul line. Slow the game down. Take a timeout. Three best players, James Daniel says, are 19, 20, and 22, Tony. LOL. Hey, listen, I get you. I understand that. Bino, when you blow leads like that, it can stick to you. You better come back and win one pretty soon, or that's going to stick to you, Bino.
Yeah, and the one thing about that pro game, Tony, is you just can't depend on getting back there.
No.
I think that team will get back there.
I agree with that.
For the reason James is talking about.
Yeah.
But there's no guarantee you ever get that opportunity again.
No.
So you can't say, hey, we're young. We'll be back. Don't know.
Yeah, 8 champions over 8 years, Bri, right? That's the number right now. And the Sixers were on the front end of that because that was the game when Kawhi Leonard threw a ball in from the baseline, falling out of bounds.
We've had 8 different teams play in the finals in the last 4 seasons.
It's amazing. So when you get there, you better take advantage of it in that deal. Let's go back to the phones. 865-200-5402. In the sport of hockey, though, the Hurricanes who won last night, I was so glad for them because this Rob Brindamore guy, there is not a classier dude in professional sports than that guy. Not somebody that there can't be anybody who exemplifies their sport more than him. You just look at him. He looks like a hockey player. He's an incredible player. And as a coach, he's wonderful. I mean, he's just been a force, great leader of men. I respect him so much. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Tony, what's happening, buddy?
Hey, brother, welcome in.
Thanks, man. Hey, the last caller talking about being in Inglewood and being at that match and how it felt, and that Paraguay guy that's got citizenship here. That's great stuff, man.
Mm.
Gina sat down yesterday afternoon and figured out what we can get a group together. I know you're in. I know Bino would definitely
Yep.
be in. We can all go to Seattle and stay 4 nights and go to the match and flight included out of Knoxville. We can do it for $3,400 a person. Tickets to the match, hotel accommodations, and flight.
Wow, $3,400 a person.
Yep, out the door, tax and all.
What a deal, Rusty.
Right?
What a deal. I'm telling you, Danny White's and the ADs in the SEC football are green with envy
They're
at what
so
the
damn
World
jealous.
Cup's getting away with.
They are so damn jealous.
Oh,
Hey, no. I don't know how locked in everybody was Friday night, but we haven't seen what we saw from a U.S. team in the history of the sport. Against no matter who we're playing. And that Paraguay team can play a little bit. They're not one of the Curaçaos of this tournament
Right.
who shouldn't be there.
right.
They would have been in the old format. They can play. And we looked like, the West Germany team from '82, the way we dominated the ball. But, I mean, we haven't had a guy. I know Pulisic gets all the love because he's the most famous player on that team, but we've had guys somewhat similar to him in our past, whether it was Donovan or a couple other guys, but a dude like that Balogun kid,
Oh my gosh.
we haven't had him before. We've
No.
never had a guy that would play for England or Nigeria if he wanted to. He could have played for either country and us. When he caught that ball right in the waning minute of the first half and buddied off the defender, then crossed over the other defender and put it with fire in the top left corner. That's dudes that we haven't seen before. And between Adams, McKinney, and Tillman in the midfield, they swarm. When the ball's turned, when they turn the ball over to Paraguay, they were on top of it.
Hey, Brian,
so
get
fast,
Joe Kurt
getting
on.
the ball back. It was
We got to get Joe Kurt on,
something
Brian.
we just haven't seen, and I don't know what to think. Just
Rusty, we've never had finishers, man. We've had guys. Look, we've had fast athletes that run up and down the field, and they look great.
Yeah.
Till the
Tony
moment
Basilio
comes
Show.
where it's time to put the biscuit in the basket. And this
Yeah.
kid here gives us hope that if the ball's on his feet and you need to play in the 90th minute as you go deeper into this tournament, that he might have some magic. Because I agree with you. I saw something Friday night that I don't think I'd given up on it. I didn't think we were ever going to see it from America in one of these tournaments.
Totally agree. And I don't think we can get past the quarterfinals, but the quarterfinals on our soil
Yep.
can get us a step closer to semifinals
Yep.
down the road if it gets enough fire lit. And what's ironic about this situation is we're so good in the midfield and in the attack, which we've never had that kind of stuff. But this is as bad as we've been at keeper and the center back position probably in the last 30 years. Because we've been good. We've had Tim Howard, who was maybe a top three keeper at one time in Europe.
Yes.
But now we don't. Now we don't have those positions locked up. But hey, look, super excited about next Friday at 3 p.m. Tons of us are taking off work and we're getting together and do a watch party.
That's fun.
Yeah, man, should be a blast.
You know what? In a lot of ways, the World Cup kind of mirrors this upcoming college football season because it's truly a World Cup where there's a bunch of unproven players on a lot of these power teams, and stars are going to emerge. And if there's ever a World Cup where unexpected things could happen, this is the one. Because there's not a lot of defined rosters out there.
Oh yeah, it's kind of hodgepodge right now. But the best player in this tournament, and maybe it's hyperbole, but the best player in this tournament is wearing braces on his teeth, not on his ankles, not on his knee or his elbow, on his teeth. The Lamine Yamal kid from Spain is the toast of the tournament, and he looks like he's 12.
It's a kids event.
So yeah, it is. It really is. But hey, we're not in the same level as Germany, Spain, France, England, Portugal. But if we can play one of those teams in the round of the final 8, the quarterfinals, that'd be really, really cool.
Just get lucky, man. Hey, Russ, you get lucky. Yeah. Go out there and play a game, and maybe you play for a draw, and you beat him in kicks at the end.
Oh yeah. Well, in 14, we were right there with Belgium going to penalty kicks in the 30th minute of extra time, and we couldn't put the ball in the net to get it to PKs. But if you do, you could have beaten a Belgian team that was one of the top 4 teams in the world that year. So it's all possible.
Yep.
But the main thing is just having the fun with it and enjoying the pageantry of it. It's so beautiful. Seeing Jameis Winston with the Netherlands team yesterday, or the Netherlands fans yesterday, however many thousand were outside Jerry World, Dallas Stadium, was them singing and going crazy was beautiful. All that type of stuff, such a blast.
I wish I was in Philadelphia right now to take it in. I'll be up there around the 4th. I think I'm going to go up there where because I don't know who will be there by that point, because they keep rotating these games around. I guess it's whoever wins. It'll be around the July 4th weekend. But I plan to get up there at least up to where the park is, just to take in the pageantry. I mean, that's free entertainment right there. If you can get through the traffic.
Yeah. If somehow it was like the Netherlands. Orange.
I love them.
Orange.
I love them, dude. I love that orange army. That is a cool. And you know what? It's very close to our orange too. Very close to our orange.
Oh yeah. Most fans like me who love the USA and love the Vols, if our guys are out, we're Netherlands. We're ready to get on that orange army because it's so similar. You're so right.
Yep.
Hey, last thing, football. Bino has said it, but I kind of disagree with Bino on the one thing. I don't think Josh is scared to play Faison. I mean, he threw Gabriel out there from day one at UCF, and but he is right about this. This season is going to simply come down to 6 wins if the quarterback can't function, 9 wins if the quarterback can, and that's how important getting decent quarterback play is. That's it.
Thank you, my brother. Good talking to you. Yeah, it's and then you look at some of the quarterbacks around the country. You look at some of these quarterbacks. I mean, Arch Manning's supposed to be the #1 player in the draft. I'm not sold on him. Like, I don't close my eyes and think, man, usually, Bino, if the #1 player is coming into your building and you're in the summer and it's kind of a tweener year for you, you should not have hope for that game like what Orange Throat laid out today in the blog. But I'm not laughing at Orange Throat. And you didn't laugh at it in the first hour, but we should be laughing at that, Bino. A true freshman quarterback against a guy playing his 4th year in college football from the Holy Family of football. The Holy Family.
Yeah, I don't throw that game out.
No.
That's not a no-shot game.
No.
By any stretch.
He's not Tom Brady coming in here. He's not Uncle Peyton.
You know, the times were different, Tony, but I'm trying to get in my mind why I don't feel the same. When it became pretty evident that Coach Fulmer was going to play either Brent Schaefer or Eric Ainge or both, I was tremendously excited about seeing that. We've basically got a similar situation here. And for whatever reason, I'm not as excited about seeing it. So I don't know why.
Anybody have an idea? Bino said 20 years ago, when it was Schaefer Ainge, he was extremely excited by the prospect of a freshman quarterback. And now that it's phase on, Brandon, and we're 20 years later, why isn't Bino filling the juice? Are you in the same boat at 865-200-5402? Do you feel a way that parallels what Bino's talking about? I mean, I've got a theory. I've got a theory on it. We'll come back. I've got a theory here. 865-200-5402 after this. Tony B, inviting you to experience the Collins Insurance difference. What's that? How about multiple top carriers that you can trust? Like Erie. They underwrite our entire Rainier studio and everything around it. Travelers, Hartford, Hanover, Progressive. We do what's right because yeah, chances are Texas, if Texas is what they're supposed to be, they should come into Neyland Stadium and beat the Vols by 3 touchdowns. But the truth is about college football, 2 weeks before that game, James, they have to deal with Ohio State, and they could get beat up in that game. Because that Ohio State team, I mean, I'm going to say this, I don't know, but they're probably better named by in our league, including Texas. I mean, those two teams might just beat the absolute dog shit out of each other. Then what? You know, the one sneaky game, Brian, on Tennessee's schedule that we're not talking about is that Georgia Tech game. That Georgia Tech game is scary. And the reason it's scary is that key guy preaches toughness and discipline. And we better be up to that. We better be tough and we better be disciplined when we play them.
That's going to be the toughest pre-conference ACC game since the first Pitt game.
That key guy does a hell of a job with his program. There is little doubt. Now, they don't have the budget Tennessee has, and they lost their quarterback to Florida. But this guy is a disciplined guy. His team plays disciplined football. They're not like the coach down there that was running the option. They run it, well, this is going to be the first year of their offense because Buster Faulkner's gone to Florida now. It's going to be interesting. Yeah, James, that's right. That Ohio State-Texas game took a lot out of both teams. That's exactly right. It's an absolute street fight. Street fight is what that game is.
The first hydration break.
What's the score in the game, Brian?
No score.
Brian, what do you think of these hydration breaks? Lambert called me over the weekend, and he was really pissed off about it. He said, "What is this?"
They don't need them. They don't need them, but they're doing it so they can cram some ads in there. I also think Fox is trying to get back what they lost in 2018 with not having the U.S. involved. Their first World Cup.
Hey, Kiffin's Rec Lexus, I said this earlier and people get offended. This thing's a money grab, what they've done here. Look, I love World Cup soccer. I love it. Like, I watch old films. I love it.
That's why they got more teams, more games.
But they've invited, and no offense, but they got all these African teams in here that can't play. They have a couple extra CONCACAF teams in there that can't play. You have to find some of these teams on a map. You don't know who they are. And the truth is, it's watered down. It's watered down. So I'm going to tolerate the first round, and then the event's going to begin.
But no Greece, no Denmark, no Italy, no Nigeria.
Yet,
no Honduras.
Tony's Pizza Wraps, what they've done here is, and Brian's right, they've scheduled huge amounts of money, commercial breaks in these things. They're making huge huge coin on them. Did you see, Brian, how many people watch that U.S. game the other night? Did you see the figures? Take a guess.
It was probably pretty high.
22 million
Yes.
people, which rivals the college football playoffs, a very good NFL game, just in this country. What do you think, Bino?
Tony, I'm doing this next segment from outside.
I love it.
Finally needed a show.
I love it. What do you think of the program today so far, Bino?
I think it's been good, Tony. I think it's been good discussion.
It's fun.
Of course, I'm not the one that matters.
Oh, yeah. You are the one that matters, Bino. I hear it's nice outside. Is it nice outside?
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, Laura's playing in a county event today, and she her and Anthony won an event yesterday.
It's not a sauna out here today. It's just pleasant.
You know what's funny? So last week when my throat and my ears locked up, the only relief I could get was sitting outside in that heat, in that humidity. And they say that when you get that, when your nerves in your ears get all flared up, they say the humidity getting in there, it was very soothing for me. Everybody else is out there like dying 1,000 deaths. I was loving every minute of it.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
74 and sunny. Boy, I'm gonna get off at 1 o'clock. I'm gonna get off at 1 o'clock today and go get outside. Do what?
Cape Verde is trying to mount a threat here for the first time, and it's only a 0-0 game.
Cape Verde.
Their first ever World Cup.
That's my point. But are they really in the World Cup? You know what I mean?
Yeah, Jordan, Uzbekistan, and Curacao making their first appearances.
Yes.
Scotland being in it, sort of, you think, okay.
I love seeing Scotland. Did they win yesterday, Bri?
They beat somebody the other day.
Some scrub, right?
Haiti. They beat Haiti, who would not be in it without the expansion.
Home of the Haiti kid.
Two of those teams would be in without the
I
expansion.
don't know anything about it, but they probably should have sent some of those things you're talking about the date.
To Dayton.
Yeah.
What a great line.
Let them play their way in.
That's funny, Bino.
Yeah, this is the same thing with the basketball tournament expanding. We got the same thing kind of going on here. Is it really necessary? But yeah, it's a money grab.
Hey, Bino, Negative texted me the other day, upset because people don't have Tennessee ranked highly in basketball. And he says, you spent all this money on this roster and it's not worth it. And I'm like, I mean, I love Negative, but that dipshit, they haven't dribbled a basketball. Can we at least get to November before we can start talking how it wasn't worth it? Hey, Basilio, this version of YouTube way better than normal. Okay, I'll take it under consideration. See what I can do here. James Daniel, ESPN and Fox. No, Negative, he doesn't like it. He says, Negative, jump in there and tell James what you told me the other day in our text. Something to the effect of, one guy has us picked 5th in the league. Another guy has us picked 6th. I understand you can't hear Bino and Brian because we're on a commercial break. And I've got their device unplugged right now. So you hang in there, Paul. Big boy. I mean, look, if you're looking for validation from experts on where your team's ranked preseason, I can't help you. Yeah, there it is. James said there's a guy at 24/7 that had them 7th in the SEC.
I tell you this.
Teams that are ranked ahead of them have players returning. That's probably why part of it.
Well, it's idiotic. I'll tell you one thing. People were laughing at me when I was talking about that $20 million mark, and then we found out that Florida spent $22 million on their roster. Imagine if Florida's fan base cared about basketball, how much they'd spend. $22 million to run up and down the floor and get chlorine in your lungs. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B.
And B is me, as I welcome you back. 865-200-5402. Absolutely outstanding day to be alive and well with you. We've got about 30 to play. If you want to get the hunting in the mix with us. And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm getting off. No overtime, no extra time today. Just going to relax, recuperate, cover, all that good stuff. Hey, keep Holly in your prayers. Please keep her in your prayers. Bino asked a question. Why, when I think about a true freshman starting, don't I feel like I did 20 years ago? Because true freshmen don't start in these power programs. They just don't. Saying last year was a redshirt freshman. Last true freshman, guys, to start at one of these programs was?
Didn't Michigan have one start?
That's exactly right. Thank you, Bino. Last year, they bought him from LSU, and they went 7-5. So generally speaking, when I throw a true freshman out there, I remember the one year Tennessee got beat by Jake Bentley. He was 17 years old. But in the Southeastern Conference, particularly, it's very hard. It's very, very odd. I think Jalen Hurts was 18 when he started at Alabama. Boy, he was a special player in college. It's extremely rare. And then we'll go to the phones. Bino, I think the Nico thing has burned our fan base. Coupled with this curious, and it is curious, selection of quarterbacks by our head coach since he's been here. Now, when he was at Central Florida, he was great at finding quarterbacks that fit his system, could play a system, hand and glove guys. A couple of them went on to the NFL. I mean, this guy found quarterbacks. It's been a very, very uneven run for him here. And I think the whole Nico experience, Bino, lingers. I think Faison Brandon, if and when he gets the appointment to begin the year, I think he carries the weight of, from a fan's perspective, I think, and it might be a good thing, because I don't sense any hype. I don't sense any hype. Do you?
Yeah, I don't.
No hype.
I agree.
No hype. Like none.
I think there probably should be higher expectations if he starts than what I think most of the fan base is feeling right now.
Yep.
I think you're right. I think that is a good thing for him.
I think the tough schedule and expectations aren't high as part of it.
Yeah.
No one expects to do better than 8-4, which is what they were last year.
When you try,
What they proven with a veteran quarterback.
I tell you, I just look at this whole thing, and I think Tennessee fans are just keeping their powder dry on this whole deal. I think Bino speaks for a lot of people. I will never, and I mean ever, get excited about somebody till I see him between the white lines and do it against somebody that can play. As long as I'm breathing, I'm done with that. This whole concept of you should see this guy throw a ball. I don't care. I don't give a damn how you throw a ball. I don't care if you can throw it from one end to the other and drop it in a bucket. I don't care. Stop playing football. Starting a season as a true freshman quarterback. I'm telling you, this GMAC guy, no offense to him, I'm not trying to start anything, but he was kind of a stiff in the spring. And if he doesn't improve and doesn't get a little bigger and all that stuff, he's not going to play. That's why Orange Throat today is predicting 5-1, and he's predicting it for the first 6 games with a true freshman quarterback playing, which sounds crazy to me, but hey. Back to the phones we go. 865-200-5402. And I don't sense a huge firestorm under this guy. Bino's right. Bino's right. Bino's right. It's weird. It's weird. Because the one thing we're good at is hyping up quarterbacks here. It's the one thing we're really good at here. I think the whole Nico experience, Bino, your thoughts on this? I think it burned a lot of people and burned some people out.
Yes, I agree with that, Tony. I had, I had really high expectations for Nico from the time that he was signed right on. Even through his first couple of football games, I thought, we have found our quarterback. This guy's the real deal. And then he just wasn't.
Yep. And listen, Bino's not alone. I come and apologize, but Nick Saban picked the phone up and called a friend and said, you got to see this guy. There was a similar tale from the bumper and the grinder, the coach in Jacksonville. What was his name, Bri? The bumper and the grinder, your head coach in Jacksonville?
Urban Meyer.
Dirty, dancing, Urban Meyer. Let's go to the phones. I think that's what you're looking at. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
I'm a French compatriot.
There he is. What's up, my brother?
Prayers out to Holly first.
Yes, sir.
Bino's question or excitement level is, I think, because it's been pounded into our heads. It can't be done anymore for the last at least 5 to 10 years. Was Michigan's quarterback Bryce Underwood, was he a true freshman last year?
Yeah, he was bought right off LSU's roster by Larry Ellison's wife and the guy that owns Barstool Sports. That was a flex, and it kind of blew up on him. He was 7-5, and they got their coach fired.
Well, no, he wasn't, Tony. He was 9-2 going into the Ohio State game for a playoff game.
Oh.
They finished 9-3.
Oh, well, then it was a success. My bad.
And then they lost to Texas in the Citrus Bowl by a couple of touchdowns. So that gives me hope because I'm pulling Faison all the way. That's just me.
And that's a comparable league. And the thing is, they were pretty good around him. Was Michigan did they have a better team around that kid? I'm going to have to go look now than what Tennessee has around this kid. Bino, what's your first blush answer to that? Better team around him or no?
I would think Tony better. I don't know by how much.
I agree with that.
To what degree?
I'm going to have to look at it.
Well, they are picked around in the top 15, 16 of some of these preseason polls, and I know that doesn't probably mean
last year.
This coming year.
Oh no, I'm talking about last season. I'm talking about last season coming into the year.
So I don't know about coming into the year. They were having so much turmoil up there. I don't know what was going on really.
Now the Underwood kid did prove that he can play, and there's no question. Look, Michigan's got a bright future. They landed on their feet with that coach. I would make that trade 11 out of 10 days that they made. That was an incredible. You talk about getting lucky and landing on your feet. That Utah coach becomes available like that. That's crazy luck, man.
But I will also say, if we had their schedule from last year, I think we'd go 9-3.
And that's the other side of this. Can a true freshman navigate this schedule if you put him on the field right away? It's one of the things Josh Heupel's going to wrestle with. But if GMAC looks the way he did in the spring, you guys are going to get your way, because they're going to have no choice, because they're not going to play this guy if he looks the way he did in the spring. I'm just telling you, they're not. He was a total stiff. No offense to him.
I've heard that from everybody too, Tony. We just got to go with the phase on. I mean, that's just, in my opinion, we got to bite the bullet, and whatever happens, happens. You know.
Yeah.
It's tough, but you know, I was looking at that 1980 schedule. You know, you're right, comparing this year to that, but something I did not realize about 1980. All 11 games were against Power 4 teams.
Wow, what a value back then.
We played 4 teams.
What a value.
Georgia, Pitt, Southern Cal, and Alabama, who were all number 1, number 2.
What a value. Best value, Bino. Bino, at the end of that year, did you feel like you got your best value as a fan?
Absolutely, Tony. From who I saw come in here, I wasn't happy with the amount of games we won, of course. Rarely am, but yeah.
I mean, that
we played just about everybody
schedule.
off their feet too.
Yep.
Until by the mid-season, we had some key injuries, and we'd had it.
And an issue, and really an issue at head coach.
No, we didn't have an issue at head coach. Those 4 teams that I mentioned, they could have probably beat 90% of the teams in the country on any day.
I'm telling you, when you got like Herschel Walker as a freshman, Marcus Allen, that Pittsburgh team had guys like Ricky Jackson and Hugh Green and Dan Marino. I mean, they weren't any good. And that's who Georgia should have played in the Sugar Bowl. That's right.
But no, the Sugar Bowl picked 9-1-1 Notre Dame.
That's right.
That's how things worked back then.
That's right.
You know. But guys, the soccer team, Tony, I'm real fired up about it.
Goal!
I don't know that much about it, but some of the footwork we had and the moves we made and the passes with the balls and how our guys changed speed, as little soccer as I watch, I hadn't seen that on a U.S. team in a while.
No.
If ever.
No, and I'm back to what Sean Sinclair talks about with 5-star players. A 5-star player, he says, I should go over there with my daughter, and she should be able, who don't watch a lot of football, in his words, and say, Dad, that player looks different. These guys that USA has up front, and I know the competition level the other night wasn't great, and I'm not getting away over my skis here, but those guys look different. And this Balaba guy, however I say his name, gives me a lot of hope that great things could happen going forward.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to, I've been watching some of the other games a little bit, none of them start to finish, but I've been watching it. I keep up World Cup and Olympics.
Yes.
And I want to congratulate the Knicks. And the reason is Ernie Burney and Allen Houston, a friend of mine in Nashville, he's about our age, Vino. He's been on Facebook communicating regularly with Ernie and Bernie over this Knicks deal for the last 2 or 3 weeks. So,
hey guys, was Bernie was in the house the other night, wasn't he? He was in the house.
Yeah, he was there
during the comeback game.
Bernard King, the entertainer, I think they call him now, don't they, Bino?
Thank you, W. Lynn. What a great call. 865-200-5402. People are wearing me out about Jalen Brunson. If you want to tell me Jalen Brunson is 6'2.5" or 6'1.5", measured at the combine, go for it. Sure. He's 6'1.5" measured at the combine. Sure he is. They've told me, they tell you that small guys can't lead you to championships, and they lied. And he took less money, by the way. Brian, how bad of a franchise does Dallas look like right now? Kyle Blackburn's Dallas Mavericks, Brian.
Traded Luka. They had a nice thing going a couple years ago, and they have completely they've disappeared like the Pacers did.
Like, what
they
are we
traded,
doing?
They didn't keep Brunson. He's gone.
By the way, Brian, are you ready for Giannis? Are you?
I don't know.
Are you ready for Giannis in Boston?
I believe it.
That's what I hear.
Things when I see it.
That's what I hear.
There's a lot of hype about it, but
you want it, Brian?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know how to feel about it. There's intriguing things, and then I'm thinking, well, is it really? Are they better off just retooling around the two stars, or will it fix whatever they have? Would it get them past the second round again? I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it.
What do you got to give up for him, Brian?
Jaylen Brown is what they're talking about.
God, I would never do that.
So
I would never do that.
they're talking about a 3-team deal, maybe with Atlanta or the Clippers.
Yeah, you got to bring somebody
Sending
in.
Brown to one of those
Take the
3
garbage.
teams, 2 teams.
Take the garbage. Yeah, take a bad deal. Tennis girl is so great. To the phones we go, 865-200-5402. Somebody, let's see, who is it in here? Buck says, anyone get the sense Tony isn't watching the chat? No, Buck, I'm watching it. I'm just not reacting to you. I'm watching it. I'm just basically ignoring you. But, you know, can I say that to somebody, or is that bad form?
Both, Tony.
Hi, you're on the air. Welcome in.
Tony, you got me?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear. Go right ahead.
This is Giblet. You've missed boat today.
Boat? I've missed boat?
What happened last night?
Tell me.
What happened at the White House?
Tell me.
UFC 250, baby.
I didn't watch it.
Oh my God, Tony. The last bout was the best bout maybe in UFC history. You had a 38-year-old man, right? Yeah, it's Justin Gaethje, right? And he's against Alex, or his name's, what's Topuria? Topuria, I can't pronounce his name.
Yeah.
Who came in highly touted. 5-1 underdog. The guy knocks him out in the 5th round. What a striker. And his cardio was suspect.
Yeah, it had to be the third. It had to be the 3rd round. We don't have 5 rounds, or was it a 5?
You do in championship.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry. 5 round.
Yeah.
You're right.
Right. And so what happened was, it looked like the young kid was going to get it, but at the end of the 4th, he kneed Topuria in the ribs, which in turn caused the entire change of the fight. I saw that striking. Oh my God, his face, pretty boy face, gone. And Justin Gaethje is the son of a copper mine in Arizona. More or less came up hard scramble. And his response in the 5th round was otherworldly. 5-1 underdog. And the presentation was fantastic. They walked all the way through the White House for all the bouts. None finished in decisions. Cyril Gagne was awesome. Alex Ferreira tried to move up in the co-main event to heavyweight. Couldn't do it. Cyril Gagne was just too much.
Cyril Gane's an absolute animal. And I respect those guys. The thing about UFC that's undeniable when you look at it is how dedicated those guys are to the craft and how much those guys respect each other while they're out there beating the hell out of each other.
They do.
Yep.
They do. At the end of the bout, they each made an effort to greet Trump and Guanya and Dana and, thank them for the chance, to operate in that venue. I mean, must have been, I want to say there was 80,000 in the holding place and 40,000 around the arena,
Wow.
and it was a spectacular.
Well, yeah, no, it sounds good, man. Listen, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I didn't see it, so I'm not gonna pay for that stuff. 865, but I appreciate you. 865-200-5402. Let's do this. Brief timeout. We'll get some more calls in as we come back. Yeah, that was part of the sports weekend as well. You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land. Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. You know what's weird, guys, is to have that card there and not have it on over-the-air television. Joshy boy was texting me last night, Bri, asking me for the coordinates, the cheater code coordinates, and I'm like, Joshy boy, I don't have coordinates. I don't know what I'm not watching it. And then he was getting like lippy with me, and I'm like, dude, I don't.
Wasn't even on my radar.
Yeah, it wasn't on my radar.
Wasn't even thinking about it.
Nah, wasn't on my radar.
No offense to Tony Basilio or anybody else.
Nope.
There's too many other things that are more interesting that take up enough time.
Yep.
As it is. And that's
I've kind of lost interest in UFC. I don't know why. It goes in cycles for me, but Texas, yeah.
Texas baseball has lost their opening game in the College World Series every year since their last 6 appearances.
Woo!
Won start.
That's crazy.
Last time they won an opener was 2009.
How do you win it all, Bri, if you don't win the first game?
You rarely do.
Yeah, that's the point.
That's why they haven't won one since 2005.
Mm-hmm.
What was that number they threw out last night? Like Murky threw out there. It's 36 of the last 42 champions have won their first 2 games.
Wow.
Something
Wow.
Like 40 out of 44, maybe, or 34 out of 38, or something like that.
You know what? You know what's crazy, Beanstar, is that West Virginia was right there. They handled that moment really well, and then they just had that one bad inning. So,
Yeah.
can West Virginia get back? West Virginia looks like they have enough baseball team to fight out of that, Bino.
Yeah. Well, I think they definitely make it back to North Carolina, and for if you win a couple of games at the very least in your first visit out there, it's pretty dang good.
That's excellent. The kid that pitched for North Carolina last night, Brian, with the eyeglasses, is the most North Carolina nerdy looking kid I've ever seen.
Looked like Ralphie from Christmas Story.
Yeah.
He looked like he was 12 years old.
Yep. Yeah. Every time I watch West Virginia, I think about what a short-sighted era that we're in, where we've monetized everything. That's just total bullshit. Pisses me off.
For Missouri to be in this league and West Virginia not, that's the most ridiculous thing ever.
It's ridiculous. That's so true. Missouri brings nothing to nobody. They play in a football stadium where the end zones are rocks.
They bring you Kansas City and St. Louis, neither of which give a rat's ass about Missouri.
Exactly.
Sports.
That's exactly right.
Or Southeastern Conference sports, for that matter.
Yeah. Missouri makes no sense that they're in the league. Of course, we did the job to them about 9 times when they first got here, and they won like 3 divisions.
Yeah.
Because we decided not to play. But anyway, I digress. I don't know. Those West Virginia people, when they sing that song,
That's incredible.
it's amazing, man. And that, I found myself watching more of that College World Series than anything over the weekend, just because the soccer games were so non-competitive. And I can't lie to myself.
I expanded my horizons about as far as I can over the weekend. I watched an NBA Finals. I watched a World Cup match.
Yep.
I watched the College World Series scores. Watched Major League Baseball.
Yep.
I didn't go straight to Star Trek, WNBA or UFC.
I watched Caitlin Clark yesterday, or the other day, 2 days ago when she was on, just to do it because I'm a total degenerate. James just brought something up. He said, well, hang on. I'll mention it here on the air.
By our friends at Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now back to B.
Shout out to Jerry and Fleet Tire. I'm coming to see you boys this week, so get ready. Fired up, folks, and prepared to see you. The playbook with William Pattison on the way next. We have 3 calls. I'm going to get to them. I said I wasn't going to do an overtime because it's too nice. But I got calls. We have good conversation going, and that's what I live for. I live for this. I live for this. Check us out over at tclub.team. X Today writes about Tennessee's latest football commitment, who is a legacy. I want to talk with Matt Dixon tomorrow about these legacies and how we've had a weird run with legacy kids here in football. It's been we're going to list them tomorrow. I need you to help me out with this. There's so many of them. And how do you say this without sounding like I don't want to sound? A lot more misses than hits. A lot of big misses. The conversation continues. It's pretty excellent.
Y'all ain't Eric Berry, are they, Tom?
No. In fact, Barry Reveiz was a great one, and he was a walk-on. There's a lot more Khalil McKenzie's, Bino, which is odd. In the meantime, I love you. I appreciate you. G to the B to the O. Here is the playbook, William Pattison. We'll stay here and do our thing.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
A conclusion I've come to, James Daniel asks over the weekend if I saw where Sean Miller came out and said Texas has a $20+ million basketball roster. And he said if that's the case, then they're spending $60 to $70 million on those 2 sports combined. It's getting to the point. It's getting to the point. Cross Stills Nash. I am yours, you are mine, you are what you are. The Texas teams are obnoxious. I want Texas to get beat today in baseball. I'm cheering for Alabama. And I don't think that's going to be an uncommon thing going forward. Cheering for one of those Texas schools is like cheering for one of the big insurance.
Don't say it.
Big insurance.
Don't say it,
It's
Tommy.
like cheering for one of the big insurance companies.
Oh, okay.
What do you think I was going to say? The Yankees?
Yes.
Wow, what a... No.
But I understand the concept.
Vandy Dandy finally checked in. He says GMAC is straight up robbing Tennessee. Hey, Vandy Dandy, you have your own kettle of fish, brah, to worry about. Speaking of UFC, your paragon of virtue quarterback almost groped a ring girl this summer in front of everybody. It was one of the creepier things I've seen. And I've seen a lot of creepy stuff in my day. That guy's a creep, Vandy Dandy. Do you sign off on that? You sign off on that? That guy's a straight up creep. No offense to you. Old G-Mac. You know, we haven't seen in the chat in a while. Beanstar is old G-Mac's tapeworm. I wonder what happened to his tapeworm.
I don't know.
I loved old G-Mac's tapeworm when he was in there.
That's absolute great name on there. Great handle.
Mr. Tubbs said, I would never cheer for Bama. I'm going to tell you something. These Texas schools down the line are going to make you cheer for Bama. Because Alabama's getting ready to become, well, they're going to become a mid-tier team. Because these billionaires that get their money out of the ground are going to buy. Look at what Texas Tech's doing right now. And by the way, Texas Tech's doing it unrepentantly so. Their president came out the other day and said that he wants the NCAA to look into their gambling bylaws. I mean,
that's going to be interesting to watch going forward, Tony, is if that war chest becomes the be all and end all. Or if you can still, with shrewd management, play with those teams.
Yep.
That's going to be interesting to see.
And I'll tell you something. That kid they interviewed from Troy at the end of that game yesterday, that's one of the funnest post-game interviews I've ever seen. I don't know who that kid is, but his personality and just living in the moment, enjoying every second of it, was a beautiful thing. An absolutely beautiful thing. So
their head coach was the same way.
Really fun. Hey, they don't care. Those guys are not afraid, Bino. Those dudes are not afraid.
No, they're not.
Yeah, the whole thing with Texas Tech, A&M, Texas, SMU, they're just annoying. SMU joined the ACC and said, we don't need any TV revenue. Just call us a league member. We don't need any SEC. We're so rich, we don't even need your TV money. Go to our phones. Here's the thing about Texas and basketball. They've always wanted a coach that they could believe in and invest in. And this Miller guy has them believing. They were never going to spend money on Rodney Terry. And I mean ever. And Rick Barnes, I love him to death, but he's another guy. He's got a coaching trade that does not fork. Isn't that weird, Bino? None of his guys are successful. Or any of them?
Yeah.
Can you guys think of a Rick Barnes protege? Kim English went and died 1,000 deaths. The guy at East Carolina, although that's a bad job, but Bermuda Schwartz. The guys from here, the guy that got the East Tennessee State job, I mean, he had zero chance anyway. That's the guy that said on the air, on Sports Talk, that back, he said, Rick Barnes has earned the right to never leave campus for recruiting a player. I mean, that might or might not be so, but you don't say something like that on the air. He's coaching high school basketball now. Let's go back to our phones. Yeah, and I agree with Mr. Tubbs. The Texas manager is a prick. No offense. I don't want that guy to win at anything. I'm cheering for Alabama today. I'll cheer for Alabama in anything, Bino. And Brian, you have a great stat about the importance of getting off to a good start at the College World Series. And what is it, Brian? You were just sharing it with me.
Texas has lost their first game in Omaha 6 straight times, with the last time being 2009 when they won their first game.
And
they started 0-1 ever since.
And what's the payoff in that?
If you start 0-1, your chances of winning the whole thing go way down.
And Texas hasn't won it since
2009 was the last time they won their first game in Omaha. They've been there 6 times since, counting this year. And they started 0-1 every time.
And what was their last natty?
2005.
I guess this isn't terribly surprising, Tony, but I think that Berkey said last night that 36 out of the last 42 World Series champions have won their first 2 games.
Woo! Woo! 36 out of 42.
I believe that's the number. It's somewhere right in that vicinity.
Pretty big win.
You know, I'm great with numbers, but that may be like 6 or 7 off.
Back to the phones we go. Best team you guys have seen in Omaha. Who's the best team, guys?
So far, it looks like North Carolina to me.
North Carolina or Georgia. Oklahoma won 9-0, so you can make an argument for any of those 3 teams.
I'd love to see Oklahoma win it. That'd be the most disruptive, disturbing, odd, ridiculous, crazy thing I've ever seen. I think Georgia has the best team there. Back to the phones we go. They just overwhelm you. They just overwhelm you. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony, Bino. How you guys?
Hey, welcome in, Greg.
Hey,
Brian doesn't get a shout out. No shout out to Brian.
Well, I was trying to remember who it was. It was with you. Hello, Brian. Sorry about that, dude. I never can catch you. A lot of times when I turn on, if it's Matt or Brian, you know. But anyway, hello.
Hello,
anything against you? Wasn't anything against you, my brother.
What's up, Greg? How you doing, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing good. I was watching you guys, or watching the soccer match.
Yeah.
And listening to you guys. That first half, Kate Birdie, man, their goalie, he was hot. Their goalkeeper had 4 saves that were right in the penalty area, very close shot. And all we heard up until this game was how Spain was so good. I tell you, this looks good, in my opinion, for anybody that's going to play Spain down the road. They need to take this. This one needs to go all the way to almost the end with no score, if they can do it. But you guys were talking about the United States team.
Yep.
I don't know a lot about the players that are on the team, or the past players, or how great soccer guys they were.
Yeah.
But I did hear some guys say on TV this year that the players they've got, especially the guy who had 2 goals,
yes,
he picked USA team. He could have went to
that's right,
his home team, but he didn't go. And
he's born in New York.
The players they've got now are athletic soccer players.
Well,
soccer players.
For years and years and years, we've been waiting for the U.S. to present us with somebody up front that could finish. It's one thing to be like Kobe Jones back in the day and run up and down the field. And hey, that's great. Kobe Jones, in his own right, trailblazer in American soccer 30 years ago. If you know, you know. If you don't, fine, whatever. But he would run up and down the field, fast African-American player. He couldn't score in a women's prison with a fistful of pardons, okay? And listen, that was American soccer for years and years. You get a wide open goal. I can still see Brian McBride. had a wide open goal that day we were watching in that establishment, which has now been raised, Bino, in West Knoxville, that Germany game. We had breakfast at Basilio out there. We had a whole house full of people. We had a couple hundred people in there watching a World Cup match in the morning. And, wide open goal against Germany and couldn't put the biscuit in the basket. And here's the thing. You are judged in that sport by exactly that when you're up top. Can you put it away? And I got hope right now, Greg. I got hope.
You and me both. I'm not the brightest guy with soccer, as I've learned it in the last 3 or 4 years,
Nice.
more than I ever have.
Nice.
I used to not care about even watching it.
Yep.
But I've watched some of their past games
Yep.
with past players, and I'd sit there and watch in my head sideways watching it. What the heck are they doing?
That's right.
What's going on? But talking about Tennessee football, and I'll get off of here.
Mm-hmm.
You were talking about you don't play a freshman guy all year. Texas did, and Manning because of his last name. But I'm going to tell you, G-Mac, I followed his high school career at Brentwood Academy. For people that don't know, Brentwood Academy has one of the best high school football programs in the state of Tennessee. A lot of players.
It won like 3 games when he was there.
SEC.
No offense.
And he's a guy who wants to be on Tennessee's team. He wants to be there. He picked them. So, in my opinion, you got to make a decision. The coaches have got to make a decision before the first game, and they've got to pick the guy who has shown the best athleticism on the field with the quarterback position and what they want him to do, blah, blah, blah. And start one of them. Or go back and forth. Play them both.
Oh, no, don't do it.
Until one shines more than the other one.
What do you think, Bino, what do you think of that, the whole use both quarterbacks deal? Because we might see that early in the year if G-Mac shows a pulse. Who knows? In the summer.
I wouldn't be at all surprised, Tony, if that were the case in the first 3 games. But again, obviously from the reports that you're getting, G-Mac's now playing catch up.
Yeah.
But we'll see going into the fall if that remains the case.
No. Vandy Dandy just said G-Mac has robbed Tennessee out of $1 million. He's not even trying. And Greg, I just put him in the 10-minute penalty box for misconduct.
Well, guys, you're not going to hear everything you want to hear out of this time of the year.
That's right.
Out of the locker room.
That's right.
Nobody's going to give away nothing they got.
No.
Period. I know what Tennessee has in G-Mac.
Yep.
He's a damn good player. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Doesn't throw a lot of.
He had a horrendous spring and he made a ton of mistakes. I'm just telling you, I didn't do it.
Well, that's the new atmosphere he's in.
What's that mean?
Well, he stepped to the big level on the Tennessee football.
Oh, it's hard. Yeah, that's right. They're great.
That's,
It's kind of like we're talking about with soccer. If there were high school kids over there, you'd run around those guys like these are world-class athletes out there that you're trying to get around. That's exactly right.
Right.
So.
And let me ask this real quick, and I'll get off of here.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I'm on.
You're fine, man. You're among friends, brah. I got nowhere to be.
Hey.
It's just nice outside.
I'm not the most religious person you know, but I believe in Jesus Christ.
Yes.
And I believe I'll be saved. But I'm looking at the guy's news report, the video they shot from Texas Tech about their quarterback.
Yes.
Put Tennessee in that same position. Would you have guys that are guys of Christ, who they look like to me talking about it? They were not going to shun off a high school, a guy, I'm not high school, but a college student, 20-something years old. he had a bad addiction,
Yes.
and that's the worst I've ever heard.
Yes.
And they stepped up to help this kid get out of it.
That's right.
And I praise them for it. Thank God you got people that care.
Hey, Greg.
Somebody.
Greg, here's a question. Okay. If this guy wasn't a talented quarterback that could help their football team, would they be helping him?
I would hope, if you're a Christian person, I would hope the hell they were. Yeah.
Okay.
No matter who it is.
Greg, I appreciate the call. I'll tell you this: I'm a Christ follower myself, and I know this. Like in my life, I made some awful mistakes, and generally, when I do, you have to suffer the consequences. The concept that this guy went to rehab for 30 days and gets to resume his career now, and we're all just going to forget that didn't happen, does not ring true with me. The other thing that I will say is I do think there are probably people around that kid and in his life that are good folks that want what's right for him. I also think there is a culture of exploitation around situations like this where I'm going to get you back on that field because, damn it, that's what we paid you for. So, but other than that, I mean, we're all entitled to our opinion. That's how I see that, Greg. I didn't see what you're talking about. Or did you guys see that over the weekend? What Greg's talking about?
I did not, Tony.
So my sense of this thing is they're trying to squeeze their dollar out of him. We paid you $5 million. We don't have a backup plan. We want you on the football field. We care about you. Here's the thing nobody talks about with this guy. What happens if they put him on the field and he sucks this fall? What happens if they put him out there and he really struggles? They gonna love him then? Back to
they're going to say he wasn't worth it. They're going to say he wasn't worth it.
Somebody just said he can't pay.
Wasn't worth the trouble.
Somebody just said he can't pay his money back because he bet on the Spurs, Bino, to win it. I'm sorry. I shouldn't laugh at that. I just have a dark sense of humor, and things tickle me. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony. Hey, Bino. Hey, Brian. Josh, your boy.
Hey, Wingo, did you watch it?
No, I didn't.
Sat it out last night?
No, I didn't. I kept up with it on one of my sports nets.
Nice.
Yeah. So, first off, I will say if WN said Michigan went 9-3 with a true freshman quarterback in Bryce Underwood, that makes me feel a little bit better if we end up starting Faison.
I didn't realize that their record was that good, but one thing does need to be pointed out, which is that league, top to bottom, is a different league than this league. In that league, you got 3 losses, and then we'll look at Michigan's schedule from last year because you got a bunch of little sisters of the poor on their schedule. Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. One of their losses was to Oklahoma last year, right? Or did they beat Oklahoma? Which one?
It was Oklahoma.
And they lost Oklahoma, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that had gotten past me that they ended up going 9-3 last year. Because truly in that league, 2 teams matter.
Yep.
Well, maybe 3 teams matter.
Losses were to USC and Ohio State.
Yeah. Their schedule was, let's see, last year, their schedule was New Mexico, Then they got beat by Oklahoma. Then they played Central Michigan. Then they played Nebraska, who's no offense to them, but that's brutal. Then they played Wisconsin, no offense to them, but that's brutal. Then they got drilled by USC. Then they played Washington, no offense to them, but they're terrible. Then they played Michigan State, no offense to them, they're terrible. Then they played Purdue, no offense to them, they're terrible. Then they squeaked out a win against Northwestern, no offense to them, but they're, terrible.
Dreadful.
Then they played Maryland. I mean, this is their league schedule.
Yeah.
Maryland. And then they lost to Ohio State. So how many losable games did they have on the year? They really had 2 losable games, and they lost 3 of them. Because they shouldn't have lost to Oklahoma. But
Well, on the road playing Oklahoma.
You're right. You're right.
Probably one they should have lost anyway.
With a freshman quarterback.
Quarterback that was so young.
That's right, Brian. With a freshman quarterback. You're right.
Guys, I'm not so sure that certainly the Texas Tech's going to.
I know pizza wraps. I know.
I would take the field.
I know.
The Big 12.
You're a Michigan fan. Yeah, I think you got a good point there, Joshy boy. I didn't hear what he said. Did y'all? It's a point where I quit
Something
listening.
about Texas Tech.
Yeah, Texas Tech. Yep.
Yeah.
You made a
Coming
great
out
point.
Of the Big 12, he thinks the field is the bet there.
You made a
and
great
not Texas Tech.
You made a great point. Is that with Sorsby or without him?
He's not great.
Really?
Yeah.
They're a double-digit
he's an
favorite.
average quarterback.
But they're a double-digit favorite against everybody with him on the field, though. That's the number. Bino, does Vegas take numbers and take action on him if he's out there? Or do they take the games off the board? What do they do?
I think that they'll probably take action, Tony, unless there's something questionable that occurs.
Mm-hmm.
But I would guess that they will take action.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I'll tell you a team to watch out for is the Oklahoma State bunch after hiring the Morris guy from North Texas and bringing in his guy, Mestamaker.
I love Mestamaker. That's my guy right there. Because he could make a mess in that league. And you got a great point. And there also, as somebody took us under wings here recently and told us, they found a couple new sugar daddies too.
They did.
So apparently they've got more NIL money than Oklahoma right now to play with in football.
Kind of like that Indiana bunch did when Signetti got there.
I don't know where that came from, but that's the craziest thing I've ever.
Mark Cuban money.
Craziest thing I've ever seen in sports. That deal right there.
Yeah. So I got a question. Both sides of the ball, guys. I want all 3 of your answers. So, what player on both sides of the ball are you looking for this year for the Vols, both offense and defense? Have a good day.
Thank you. I'll tell you what, we'll tackle that Friday. That'll be our Friday topic. Both sides of the ball. Give me 2 players on each side of the ball you're looking forward to seeing. Yeah, the truth is about a program like an Oklahoma State, you almost need them to neutralize Texas Tech right now in that deal. That's the truth. Get another call in, then I got to get out of here because it's a nice day outside. I've been feeling ill, and I want to go out and enjoy it. Hi, welcome in. You're on the air.
Hello, Tony.
Hey, welcome in.
Man, I'm looking forward to Thursday because my buddy Tom and I is going to see the Smokies play the Lookouts.
That is a wonderful thing, Bill.
And, of course, guess who's providing the tickets?
Who's that?
Rival. Carmen Tagano.
Rival? What does that mean? I didn't know I was a rival of Carmen Tagano's.
I think he likes you.
Titans Bill coming off a top row. Wait a second. You mean a guy that was inside UT's athletic department that long doesn't like a guy like me that likes to stir it up a little bit. Now that's shocking.
Yeah. Well, yeah, when he showed up at my birthday party at Smoothie King.
Yep. Is that the same day now? Because I want to make sure, because you don't remember things properly. That day, I remember seeing Carmen. I remember conversing with Carmen. I remember having a nice conversation with him. He didn't seem like he didn't like me there. Has something happened since then that he doesn't like me, Bill? And Bill, that was the same day that Bino made his ill-fated
Carmen
remark.
Tagano told me, Tony, that you were ugly.
How about that?
And also, it was that same day that I met Ron Fuller.
Bill, it was a day that will never be forgotten by the living fan.
Yeah. I told my sister I'm rooting for the Lookouts because they're a Cincinnati affiliate. But another reason why I'm rooting for the Lookouts, Jesse.
Now Jerome. Bino, do you get that reference? Jesse, now Jerome.
I do not, Tony.
The song Jungle Love by Morris Day and the Time. Odie, odie, yo. I think I want to know ya. Jungle Love. And he goes, Jesse. And then now Jerome. Every time he talks about Jesse, I think about now Jerome. Right, Bill?
Right.
Right. That's right. So, Bill, you've tried to feverishly reach me this weekend. What pray tell were you looking for? Because I didn't answer any of the calls.
Well, I was just calling to see if you were feeling better.
Thanks, sweet of you. I took a day off from took a weekend off from being on the phone because of my voice.
Yeah. So it seems like you sound like you are feeling better.
I'm coming along, brother. I'm coming along, getting this infection out of me. Coming along.
Yeah. So, well, that's it.
Bill, was Jesse named after the Beverly Hillbillies?
No.
You sure?
No.
Bill, do you have an updated? By the way, I was thinking about you. I was on my smart TV the other night flipping around, and Sisters came up, and they had like an ad for Sisters. Updated women of color list. Hit it.
Oh, I'd probably say Ebony K. Williams.
That's 5.
Another one I would probably put on there, of course, Ann Holt.
That's Kyle Blackburn's mother.
Yeah, and another one I would probably put on there.
Who listens to the show?
Let's see, Mariah Carey.
That's a very low key. Bino, did you know that Mariah Carey is like 1/4, shall we say, African American? Bino, were you aware of that?
I was not, Tony.
You're under wing now.
I'm learning.
And I would put on there Gayle King, who's the host of the CBS Mornings, which you'll find on Channel 8.
Gayle King, okay.
Gayle King.
Oh.
And that's it.
Bill, do you watch WNBA?
Watch WNBA on Prime Video.
You do watch it?
Yeah, I liked it.
Tell Bino what you told me on the way out here. Tell Bino what you told me about the conclusion you've come to about professional wrestling. Bill's been consuming, Bino, a lot of professional wrestling lately. Maybe we'll end on this note. Go ahead. Go ahead, Bill.
name you my top 5 female professional wrestlers.
I don't want your top 5. I want you to tell Bino the conclusion that you've come to about professional wrestling.
I'll tell you about, my top 5 when it comes to female professional wrestlers. I would have to say Saul Ruka,
This damn guy.
Kevin Grady, Rhea Ripley, and number 1, Charlotte Flair. And when I heard you say woo, woo a couple of times, she sounded like her dad, Tony.
Bill,
And who's her dad, Rick?
Bill, tell Bino what you told me about since you've been rewatching wrestling, what you believe about it now.
It's not fake. I don't care.
It is not fake.
It's not fake. It's not.
He doesn't care what the people say. Rock and roll is here to stay.
Exactly.
It's real to me, damn it.
That's right, Bill. It is 100% real. My grandmother taught me that decades ago.
Okay. Bill, who's your favorite wrestler right now in the whole wide world? Who's your favorite wrestler?
Who's my favorite wrestler? I would say Roman Reigns.
That's him. Roman Reigns. Yeah. And Bill, by the way, on the way out, if you could get wrestled to the ground by one woman in the world right now.
Oh,
I'll bet what Bino.
where is Laura when we need her?
She's on the golf course. She won't listen to this nonsense, this tripe. Hey, Bill, which one woman, you could have one woman in the whole wide world wrestle you to the ground. One, you get one choice. Who is it?
If there would be one woman that would take me to the ground, I would say it would be Charlotte Flair.
I gave you a choice of one woman in the world, and you went with that.
Or Saul Ruka.
Is he understanding, Bino, the universe of women that I'm talking about here? Or does he think I'm just talking about women wrestlers, Bino?
I think he was just talking about women wrestlers. I think he feels like women wrestlers are probably the only ones that could take the Mighty Bill to the ground.
See, on this show, you learn things. That's why people tune in. Bill taught you something. Roger and Bill, thank you. Roger back in the day, Bino asked Roger his favorite woman of color, and what was Roger's line?
It was Heather Harrington. Sure, it was a surprise to Heather, but it was Heather Harrington.
Some bits never get old. Some bits never get old. Till we meet again, I love you. I appreciate you. I thank you. I support you. You support us. We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for being there. Bino, it was fun. Friday, we'll hang out, God willing, and break it down scientifically on the answer line.
Looking forward to it, Tony. You guys have a great week. Love you guys, and continue to pray for Holly.
Thank you, Bino. Love you. Till we meet again, for all those behind the scenes, I love you. I thank you. It's incredible you being with us today. We appreciate you. How do I dismount from this thing? I have no idea. Trying to get out of this thing. Love you. Thank you.